Hello there, Evie here. Right, this is a bit of an odd one, and I'm considering taking further action with regards to taking down my SilverStone Precision PS15 review and re-uploading it with what I'm about to go over now. So, I had a comment today, or 4 days ago there was a comment, and I replied to it 4 days ago, and then there was a response about 20 minutes ago as of now, and I'm taking further action on this, and like I said, hesitating to take more action on there, or at least strongly considering doing so. Let me know in the comments what you think. So, they said, I won't name names, and if they want to sound off in the comments, fantastic, you let me know what you think, but they said, I sold mine, there is no room for two 140mm fans in top, and no room for two 140mm fans in front. The manual online and information on the SilverStone website is wrong. How can they make such a mistake? Well, I said afterwards, based on what I've seen, because we're going to go over this in a second as to why I think I screwed up badly, and why I definitely screwed up badly, I said the manual specifies only a single 140mm up top, and I was able to fit two 140mm radiators in front, but didn't test with them. There's nothing in the way I said radiators, I should have said fans. There's nothing in the way causing a clash for two 140mm fans up front as far as I'm concerned. I said, what issues were you having up front? Then they responded, this is 4 days ago I said that, they responded today saying, after my reply on another YouTube video, SilverStone changed the information on their website and in the manual. In the original manual it says two 140mm in front and top. Both are not possible. If you place two 140mm fans in the front, you cannot put the front panel on the case because of the thick I/O cables. This case design is so stupid, I made a picture for you and all other viewers to check, and I'll put that picture up front now. Okay, so let's just go over the physical issues that we've got here. So, up front, I'll do some close-up B-roll stuff as well, because frankly, just me talking and you trying to get it from this is pointless. Up front, it is possible to put two 140mm fans in front and have enough room for the I/O cables to go through the top, but it is very, very poorly supported. Now, when I say that you can put two or four fan screws on the top fan, but you can only put two in the front if you want to have it like this. The drive cage down the front is just too close, so you could probably maybe fit a 12mm thick fan in the front bottom slot, but it's too close to allow a standard 25mm thick fan to slide down to the bottom, and regardless, they haven't provided these slots to go all the way down. And there's no reason why they couldn't have. There's nothing going back there there's no screws in there creating any extra sturdy sort of frame or chassis. There's no reason why they couldn't extend these further down, and you could apply those two extra screws to the bottom fan and have the I/O cable slide right through the top as it stands. All they need to do is extend those slots down. So, well pointed out, it doesn't officially fit as it stands. The bottom fan will clatter around if you don't tighten these screws up tightly enough, and that's bull anyway. They should be supported regardless. Now, up top, from what I saw on the website, and this is where things get weird, what I saw on the website was, well, it can fit two 120mm / 140mm. Now, I read that as it can fit two 120s and then a 140, not two 140s. And it's very confusing, actually. There's a lot of mixed information with regards to the website and the manual. Now, the manual strictly, and as he said, they've changed the manual. They haven't changed it enough. If you scroll down and check out a diagram, it will show that it says you can fit 140, I think it's 140, 25, which means 140mm large fan or wide fan, 25mm thick, times 2 in the front and the top. I should have that right. I have downloaded it on my laptop. If it's changed since then, I will grab the one from my laptop and show you on the screen now. I hope I've got that right. So it does say up top that you can fit two 140s, and 2 seconds it goes further than that. Now, if it was vague before as to whether it was, well, two 120 / 140, whether that meant two 120s and one 140, or two 120s and two 140s, up top here on the box, it actually says two 140 / 120mm fan slots. So there's no getting around that. It does say two 140 right on their packaging. Now, this isn't just a problem with SilverStone. This is a problem with me and the way I do reviews and stuff like that. Now, normally, if I can fit in, or if there are drive slots for like 5 drives, I will occupy all those drives. I even have drives on the top of the shelf you can't see there, but you can see them in other videos. I have blank drives up there that don't have any information on. They're old stuff, 3.5-inch drives. I don't use them, but if there's a 3.5-inch drive slot that I'm not going to use for a 2.5-inch drive, I will occupy that with that drive, because I want to show and prove how things work when you fill it to capacity. Now, in this instance, I slotted in the 140s up front initially, and I didn't care to put them in for the testing. I threw them in and went, oh yeah, they fit, but 120s are going to be easier for me to maneuver in and out. I wanted to quick pop off the panel and just unscrew fans and stuff and change them all around, and it was really awkward trying to get the panel off when it's all wired in, so I was like, I'll go with 120s, it won't be a problem. Clearly, by me taking a shortcut, that is a big problem. Somebody has clearly bought this case, and they're clearly very unhappy with the what you can say lies along on the specs and the website. Now, the website and specs are also vague. They use different terms. This sort of thing needs to be, and hopefully SilverStone takes this on board, it needs to be explicitly mentioned or stated that it can fit 2 140s and 2 120s, or two 120s. 2 120s / 140 isn't enough because you don't know if it means 2 or not. Now, I thought when it was just a 2 / 140 or 2 120 / 140 up top, when I read that, I thought, oh, it's just a 140 or 2 120s, obviously, because there's no room for 2 140s. They don't extend far down enough. But it didn't mean that at all, because when you look further and you be more observant, like I have now after the fact, you actually understand, and if I read the packaging properly, you actually understand that it did mean you can fit in more than is officially supported. Okay, so the situation has developed a little further. Now, a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago probably now, when I recorded all of that was the night that the guy was saying, well, it doesn't work, and I checked it out myself and was like, oh, it didn't work, so I immediately started recording and documenting the situation as best as I could. But I got in contact with my contact at SilverStone, who is actually on the Discord for this channel. I won't mention who he is exactly, but he was trying to get some sort of official comment from SilverStone, from the headquarters and that sort of stuff, but instead he's provided me some notes for now, and they may follow up with an official statement of sorts, but for now we've got what he's written down here. So he states, the 2 140mm on top is 100% our mistake. There was miscommunication between the product team and marketing team, so the wrong info got into the marketing material. The 2 140mm in front does work, but we forgot to include long screws for it. If you need the screws for installation, please contact support@silverstonetech.com and we will send you them no charge. In future revisions, the issues have been fixed. He was actually discussing with me before on this point, and they actually, not retooling, but they're redesigning the way their tools are running in the manufacturing process, so this mistake has been fixed. We apologise for the inconvenience. We've learned from this and we'll make sure that future products don't have issues like this. Sorry for all the jump cuts there, just trying to make sure I'm getting all the information down. The English isn't 100% on it because I believe the person is from the Asian area, or at least they spend a lot of time over in Asia, so I'm not entirely sure of their native dialect, so I wanted to make sure that I sort of translated it as best as possible. But anyway, I think as a response to this situation, that's pretty fair. I'll hand over back to me from 3 weeks ago in a second, but I think that's a pretty fair response. Of course, it's also very fair to say they are an experienced company, this kind of thing shouldn't happen, but I think we do all know and can appreciate that there are changes in the team structure, and they've had quite a lot of that going on lately, and some of these things can get missed. Of course, this sort of thing should be checked with some sort of QC, and they can, of course, hire people to specifically check these things, and you can even have dry runs of builds and sort of running alongside the manual to do this sort of thing. Of course, this is a big problem on my end, and I should have sorted this out myself, and I will strive to make sure I improve in the future. As SilverStone has stated, they will make sure that this kind of thing doesn't happen on future products and no longer will happen in the revision, or in this next revision of this product. Or, well, technically it's a revision, but it's probably not going to be marketed as such. But anyway, I'm going to hand back to me from the past. I hope that's cleared things up, and I suppose thanks to SilverStone for at least being proactive in this and getting involved and fixing the problem. And yeah, so remember, if you have this problem and you want 140mm fans in the front, then you can contact them for long screws, and they will send them to you free of charge if that's what you want. So anyway, back to me from 3 weeks ago. Please let me know in the comments if you want me to take the video down. If enough of us feel it's important enough, I will be adding this link to this video in there, and I'll be putting a card in there, and I'll be trying to make some explicit in the video description. I'll try and put it at the top so it's noticeable on clicking, but then again, that's not normally, or maybe put some sort of parentheses in the title for now. But if enough people think, right, this is too big, we need to, take the video down and readdress it, then I certainly will. So anyway, yeah, it was too vague. There's too much misinformation going around between the website and the manual, and there is too much information saying that you can fit stuff in this, which you can't actually fit in there. Now this really disappoints me because, like I was harking back to earlier, I actually explicitly didn't use the 140mm power supply unit that SilverStone sent me for testing, because it said it could fit a 150, so I wanted to test it with the 150. I did my due diligence there. I just didn't carry through on the fan situation. So a huge apology from me on my part for really screwing that up, and I will do my best to rectify this in the future. I am going to try and get some more 140mm fans because I don't have enough to actually fully test a lot of these things. So we'll try and rectify that in the future. Back to me from the future, well, at least from the future from then. I just wanted to end the video on saying a huge thank you to the person who brought this to my attention. I haven't specifically included their name in this video because I did get confirmation to use the comment and specifically the image within this video, but I didn't get specific confirmation to use their name. However, full credit to them. If they want to take credit for the video, which they perfectly can, they can go down to the comments, and if they put a comment down there and let me know, if they want to, I will pin it to the top and they can take the credit there. I know exactly who it was, so I'll pin the appropriate response. So anyway, a huge thank you to that person in particular. Again, I appreciate the efforts from SilverStone to rectify this, although this probably shouldn't have been an issue to begin with, but you know what, sometimes mistakes happen. It really depends on how you take that mistake and how you deal with it, which does actually matter a great deal. So anyway, thanks guys. I will catch you in the next video, which will probably be a review on something that I haven't mentioned yet. We'll probably leave it at that. So cheers guys, catch you next time, bye bye.